we're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine collective, to see what is going on. Today we have Venus sextile Saturn. This is huge for your love life. We know that Venus rules our love life, and Saturn is all about our long-term goals and commitments. This is bringing a serious vibe to your love life. Also a vibe all about planning for the long term. It's all about building solid foundations with your partner. But this can also bring karmic lessons and blessings to the surface. It just kind of depends on what you have going on. So in this lifetime, you've learned a lot of karmic lessons around your love life and self-love, self-care, having boundaries, and prioritizing yourself. It's all about those healthy boundaries so that you can get rid of codependent patterns and behaviors. So we have a lot of kind of like self-reflection energy coming up, guiding you or encouraging you to look at your deeper patterns around your love life and to heal in this area. So some people, it depends on what you have going on, might be clearing out or closing out karmic connections or even karmic cycles, and this could be huge also for those on the twin flame journey, as this is a specific twin flame reading too. Just kind of depends on what you have coming up or going on there. But we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine first, just to see what's going on. So all about those karmic undertones that are happening today, and this could be healing. A lot of times our karmic lessons in life are geared at helping us to heal unresolved emotional wounds or to work out certain things. So we'll start with a reading for the divine feminine. Remember, this is just a general reading, so I always say to do those one-on-one phone call sessions on my website. You can do this as often as you need. It's really, really going to help you with what you have going on. And you can always book those sessions or readings on my website. I also am an energy healer. I have a ton of healing sessions, activations, and clearings on my website, all about doing more energy work at a certain point too, especially on the twin flame journey. It's going to be so needed. I also do twin flame coaching, which is great for helping you through the process, no matter where you're at with it too. So we have different groups of people at different places, but I have tons of stuff on my website for everyone. Make sure you're checking it out. Okay, so we're going to do a reading first for the divine feminine. All right, divine feminine collective, divine masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I miss your beautiful smile and joyous laugh. They used to light up my world. And so a lot of times twin flames are going to go through different spaces of, we can call this reunion, union, and even separation, and across many, many lifetimes. This is something that you've done before, and sometimes we don't remember. This is a deep past life connection though, and you're probably going to have to navigate different timelines even in this lifetime. A lot of times you go through different stages within your union or to get to union. It just kind of depends. So everyone could be at different places too. Some of you guys might be navigating separation and trying to come together in reunion and union. You might be in union, working towards that union and kind of building that foundation right now and kind of coming together. Right now, this is bringing a lot of commitment vibes. When we deal with Saturn, it's all about the future. So you might be kind of thinking about the future a lot, with or without your twin flame, right? You're going to be thinking about your twin flame. You're going to be thinking about the future and the future that you desire with this person. So there's a lot of like, if you guys are in union, you're probably making long-term plans together. It just kind of depends on what you have going on. I miss looking into your eyes and into your soul. You're going to know this person by the eyes, like the soul, right? This is more than just physical union, although it is, but there's a union that happens on the spiritual and the energetic level when twin flames come together, when you merge into one. There's the alchemy of the soul, and that's why it's so powerful. And this is why even in meeting your twin flame, you feel such a powerful energy between this connection, because it's a very spiritual connection. Unlike karmic connections, where oftentimes the divine's ripping you apart, like, right, the divine is trying to bring you together with this person. You're going to probably see a lot of spirit messages, signs, synchronicity. You're going to feel the energies for sure. doesn't matter where you're at with that and how energetically sensitive you are, you're going to really, really feel the energy of this connection, especially when you're thinking about this person, when you're around this person. And this is what makes that connection so, so powerful. But it's also about facing yourself, getting a lot of downloads today that I wanted to share. And oftentimes this takes you into the deeper aspects that you need to heal. It's going to trigger unresolved emotions, emotional baggage, triggers, things that you need to work through. And it's going to actually take you into the darker aspects of self. And a lot of people feel very uncomfortable in these spaces. If you haven't done a lot of healing work, more healing work being triggered to the surface, maybe you've done a lot of healing work, but it's still going to be an intense connection that's going to challenge you. It's going to bring things up and it's going to trigger you to heal more. And so this is also a connection about spiritual growth and bettering yourself and healing yourself and kind of facing yourself and your own inner shadows that have oftentimes been blocking you in many different areas. It's for sure going to probably stir up some of these things. So oftentimes twin flame connection is going to trigger a lot of things that you need to work on within yourself. This could be shadow work. This could be things that you need to acknowledge, things you need to integrate. We talked a lot about yesterday, or even inner child healing work. And the more that you're diving into this healing work, the easier time that you'll have too. And the better results that you'll have too within the union, and the smoother union that you'll have too. And so if you're not doing that work, you're probably going to have a lot of disharmony in the connection. Today's energies are all about shifting into a deeper alignment and harmony within our relationships. This is what it's all about. So we have a lot of energy focusing with this Venus alignment on healing our love life, but with the Saturn alignment in the mix too. It's all about clearing karmic energies from our love life. And sometimes we think of that as karma, but we should probably think of it as things that we need to heal around our love life too. So we have a lot of that focus, and I keep talking about through this year, there's been so many lessons that have come up. We're doing reading for the Divine Feminine side, and this isn't just your twin flame connection, but it's meant to be, as this is a twin flame reading. But with other connections in your life, you're beginning to see things for what they are within your awakening, and to see these connections on a deeper level too. So you're clearing or healing from a lot of karmic energies across the course of this lifetime. But we're talking specifically about this year too, where you may have had lessons going and people going that you may have needed to learn, but you're kind of hopefully leveling up and outgrowing and things like that. So you are having a release of some karmic contracts in your life, and these could look very, very different. It just kind of depends on what these look like. And so you might feel like you're shedding or clearing outdated lessons, programs, energies no longer serving you right now. So we have a big clearing and release happening, and a push to release some of these connections around us too, that are, if they're karma based. I feel like I abandoned you and myself when we broke up. I want to reconcile. So this is for those in separation, not for everyone. This is going to trigger a lot of abandonment wounds, and it's usually inner child stuff that we need to go deeper into. And there's a lot of layers with twin flame. This is why I'm always focused on this kind of work too, that come up. And so some of those painful areas that are triggered, usually by your twin flame, of course, too. So we'll say the DM in this side, they're actually already there, and wounds that already exist. Some of them are from childhood, some from past lifetimes, some from past hurts and past connections. And so the more connections that you've had before your twin flame, the more healing that you're going to have come to the surface probably too. And the more that you have to process on that energy level too. Your twin flame oftentimes is going to trigger some very painful areas. If you guys have done separation, you know that, right? You're having to go into and heal. And so this is why self-love and self-healing is such an important part of the journey too. I love you, but I'm afraid to reach out and have you reject me. I see a lot of people at that space, and oftentimes I always remind people that your twin flame will mirror what you're thinking or what you're doing. So oftentimes one of the biggest standstills I see with twin flames is neither one reaching out, because if you're not, they're not either. And then this is rejection wounds and things like that. I always think nothing moves then, and it's kind of like at a standstill or a block. We'll call it a block. Sometimes you might face blocks around rejection. First off, your twin flame could have rejected you, or you're just fear of rejection. This is abandonment wound, abandonment trauma too. Maybe they have even been dismissive and rejected you. Maybe you're afraid that they will on some level too. And there may be a block here. That's what I'm getting at. And this isn't for everyone, but for those in separation, maybe facing a block here. And usually it is in that rejection that pushes the abandonment wound, or the buttons with that too. I see a lot of people whether you're upset, angry, sometimes separation can bring up layers of a lot of emotion, but it could be anger, it could be grief, it could be heartbreak, right? And things like that, because these are negative energies being triggered to the surface that have to go and have to be acknowledged at a certain point. So your twin flame is usually, I say, your ascension partner, your ascension buddy, whether you realize that or not, because past twin flame, the goal of twin flame union, which the universe does have in mind, if you've met your person, that's the goal, to bring you into union. But something more important than that is your spiritual ascension, your spiritual awakening. And so that's why it's always important to pass the twin flame union, that you're on track within your, we'll call it your spiritual self, your spiritual awakening, your spiritual path. This is what you should be working on, and kind of working on yourself, bettering yourself and your ascension. And this is why when you guys are doing a really, really good job where you're healing, you'll notice your twin flames around. And when you're putting off the work or avoiding doing that work within the spiritual awakening, that spiritual awakening requires us to work on our energy and to shift into a higher frequency, but continue to work on our energy to maintain our frequency and to do things that are good for our energy and continue to raise up our vibrational frequency. It's not like a one-stop job. We have to continue to raise our vibrational frequency because the frequency of the earth is continuing to raise up, and we're having to keep up and do this work alongside the planet during this time too, as the planet's going through some changes. So we have to continue to work on our spiritual awakening. And this is why when you stop working on your energy, usually your twin flame will, I don't want to say fade away or go away, right? And when you're doing a really, really good job and you're in a really good energy alignment, they're there. Or they're there more, we'll say, right? And so you're noticing that they are a reflection of your energy and where you're at within your awakening. So when you're doing your work and you're doing a good job, they're always around when you're not feeling great and you're not feeling hot and you're out of alignment. Sometimes it's not going great with the twin flame too, as they are always a reflection of yourself and how you're taking care of yourself, or the work that you are or aren't doing, I'm saying lately too. Do that ascension work on your energy, do some more healing, and you're going to feel really, really good and in a deep alignment with your twin flame. Someone was asking me, and I'm going to put this in my video, they weren't having the best time, but they weren't doing great within themselves, and they weren't having the best time with their twin flame, and they were asking me a lot of questions about it. When you're out of alignment and you're not getting along, it could be the smallest thing with your twin flame is going to feel terrible for both of you. When you're in alignment and you guys are getting along, it's going to feel very, very good and very high and positive, right? And so we want to stay out of these negative energies within ourselves and within our connection. And negative energies most certainly can be the biggest thing that can throw off twin flame union. It could be, you know, whatever it is, not being in a high enough frequency, not getting along, a little argument, it'll feel profound. It'll feel terrible. And so we want to stay in this positive energy, and it'll be mirrored back to us and twin flames really loop energy. They like magnify and amplify energy. So when you're feeling really, really good, divine feminine, you have this obligation to maintain your frequency, because oftentimes your divine masculine is reflecting back your frequency. And if you're in this low vibe and not feeling good, you're going to get a lot of yucky energy mirrored back, and it's just going to lead to problems or separation. But when you're able to stay in this higher energy alignment and frequency, they're going to reflect that back to you in a really, really positive, good way, your own energy. So there's definitely a mirroring effect for twin flames, and it's helping you to get where you need to be energetically through doing that self-work. Can you let go of the past and forgive me? Can you trust me again with your heart? Some of you guys need to let go of the past. This could be things within your own past that you haven't acknowledged or healed enough, that are still dragging down your frequency, weighing you down. We have a lot of stored trauma and traumatic experiences that we've been through. And sometimes this can weigh down our frequency, or it can be negative energy stored in the body from old emotions. So basically it's not going to be like this work is done overnight. You can continue to work on your energy for years and years, and you need to continue to release all of the stored stuff on the energy level. Traumas, you know, blocks, things like that. So the more that you're releasing things from your past and healing them, the lighter you're going to get, right? The more that you haven't done this work, you're probably pretty dense and heavy. And it's all about lightening our vibrational frequency. That's what ascension will be, to rise up. And so you're being guided to let go of and declutter more of your past on the energy level though, right? So when you're able to do this, it'll help a lot. But for some, this could be how things went with the twin flame. I always talk about, because I'm pretty tuned into this stuff, that sometimes some yucky karmic energies come up. It's going to happen. And usually that's what contributes or leads to the separation. And it just depends on what your stories have been in this lifetime as to what narrative will play out with your twin flame, because they come here to help you with your karma and to release your karma. So a lot of times people look at the twin flame journey as separate of whatever karmically is played out with your twin flame, and you have to get past those parts. There's a healing that's going to be needed usually to take place. Usually people don't just go into this fairy tale union. It's on the way. There's going to be certain stages that come up, I've noticed, okay, with the energies. So there's going to be certain things that play out. And so sometimes you guys are needing to, you know, find forgiveness for whatever's played out with your twin flame. This releases karmic energies. When you're holding on to whatever's happened with you and your twin flame, you're holding on to karmic energies and they become a block. So we need to find forgiveness and to release, but it's really for our own stuff. Your twin flame will come into your story and to help you karmically to let go of any karma left to resolve. So usually this karmic part comes up with twin flames. We call that a karmic cycle. Whatever's played out with your twin flame. Well, we have a lot of energies that are geared right now with this Saturn energy to help us to acknowledge and understand the deeper karmic cycles so we can release and heal these kind of energies too. So some of you guys may be needing to let go of a karmic cycle that happened with your twin flame. Some of you guys may be having a hard time with the heart chakra too, because this is a message about the heart chakra and really opening up your heart chakra and opening up to this connection too. So healing your heart also will help you, and letting go of your past and whatever has past happened with your twin flame. Okay, we're going to go a little bit deeper into that. So sometimes this could be past life stuff and we're like, well, I don't remember my past lives. Every karmic connection you had was a reflection of things that have happened in past lives with your twin flame. So the more that we can also clear the karma of our past that happened, that we worked off with other karmic partners, this is also releasing things from our twin flame journey, even though we probably don't realize that at the time, right? And so the more that we can just let go of past things that have happened, it'll help to release things with the twin flame from past incarnations too. It's always been you. I don't know how to tell you the truth. I want a new beginning. We have some major new beginning vibes coming up, but first we're still wrapping up this year. We have it shifted into Sagittarius season, which is going to bring a really positive, I don't want to say bubbly, it's not a bubbly energy, a fire energy, right? Twin flames love that fire energy. So we're coming out of that heavier water energy. And I always think of Scorpio is like a little bit of a murkier energy, right? That water energy. And it's helping us in that way to go into the shadow. And now we have the transmutation of the fire and things like that. It's bringing a little bit of a lighter energy. It's going to shift us into the holiday season too. But this is really good for twin flames. Just this shift energetically that is playing out now. It'll help you. This separation is temporary. Please be patient with me. So not for everyone, but some of you guys are navigating separation. I see a lot of twin flames that have been in it. If you're in it and you're in separation, especially no contact, no communication, you're needing to change some of the narratives. It's going to happen through doing that work. Get at me. Do some calls with me. It'll help to shift things if you need it. For those that have been in union, some of you guys going into separation, you can probably sense it and see signs that you're not in alignment or you're not in harmony. So some of you guys may be in separation. Some of you guys might be headed there. You'll know it though, your situation. There was a lot left unsaid between us. So there might be things that weren't said or unspoken that you're picking up on too. And we have that Mercury retrograde energy coming at us, not technically till the 25th, but that's right now. So we're already in it. We're in that pre kind of period of it too. So some of you guys are clearing communication blocks. Biggest communication blocks I see in twin flame are no contact, no communication, and things like that. Some of you guys might be dealing with that. That's a block there then. And things like that. Twin flame not opening up to you, throat chakra stuff, working on your throat chakra. Have faith in the universe. This is bigger than both of us at the moment. I search for you in every lifetime. This is a deep past life connection. This is how a lot of you guys know it, that this is your person, and this is something you have to awaken to, that connection. And I always say that. And so, okay, so I wasn't going to go there. Okay, some of you guys are dealing with karmics, okay? And this isn't for everyone, but I'm going to put this in there. Some, you may be the karmic in the connection. I see a lot of people, yes, twin flame can be with other people and things like that when you meet, but usually the situation will shift. It won't remain the same. So I see a lot of people dealing with karmic stuff, okay, across the collective and things like that. pining over unavailable partners, and things like this, right? So we have this karmic energy bubbling to the surface, but it's pushing you to heal certain things. Yes, some of your twin flames might be with karmics, but usually once this is one sign that you know you're dealing with a true twin flame, is that usually when you meet your twin flame, you stop dating other people. Like I'm just saying. All right, you're gonna know, you're not still looking for your person. And so I see some people where you guys are kind of like, okay, this person's gonna know when they met you. If they were with a karmic connection, they're gonna do what they have to untangle and distance themselves so they can get available and get with their twin flame, right? And then we see this kind of stuff, but this is something that each person within the connection has to wake up to, and kind of, there's an awakening that occurs with twin flame. So I see an awakening happening we'll start with the Divine Feminine side. We're doing the reading for the Divine Feminine. Many of you guys are awakening to the twin flame connection, and you're knowing this is your person. And one of the signs for the Divine Feminine side that you know this is your person is you just don't want anyone else like ever again. You're like, this is it. You found them. Like the search is over, as I say. And you're going to know this is your person. If you're like, maybe I should date other people, keep looking. All right. So you're going to probably understand that the search is over and this is your person, despite whatever might be happening or playing out within the external with your other side of this person, okay? So you're going to have some type of sense or knowing, I call it, that this is your twin flame. You're going to really feel it in your soul energetically too. So a lot of you guys are awake to this connection around you or in your life. Some of you guys might be, you know, navigating separation. Some of you guys might be in union, but the search is over. You know this is your person. This helps to bring them to you too, because you're needing to manifest this like everything else in your life. And sometimes we have some blocks around our love life or manifesting and things like that. The more that you are becoming a vibrational match for what you want, anything that you're manifesting in life, especially the twin flame journey, it will bring it in faster too. So we want to, when we're manifesting something, whether it's just let's say a car or an object or twin flame union, we want to become a vibrational match to it. And we also want to have space to receive it in our life too. Some of you guys are in this space to receive. You've been clearing a lot of energy in your life, so that you're open to have space for this in your life, the union, or you're becoming a frequency match to it. They're doing that healing work too. So this is where a lot of the Divine Feminines are at with it too. You guys have been clearing a lot of things to get there. Okay, unsure. This is questioning past actions and current decisions. And this is like, this is my reflection energy card. We're in Mercury retrograde. So this is a time to reflect and to clear past blocks, especially anything coming up for the union. My thing is that I see a lot of you guys, I work with a lot of you guys, and I see your blocks, and a lot of you guys are kind of blindsided to them, which is okay. But so when you work with someone, a really good healer, they're going to help to awaken you to things you may not be able to see, you may not realize within your own lessons, or things energetically, things going on within yourself, right? And can help really, really elevate you very fast, or to help clear some blockages that might be in the way that you may or may not notice too. So we have a lot of blocks coming up. Some of these you may see, some you may not see or understand, which is okay. But we have a lot of like blocks coming up and a lot of reflection energy. When we reflect on things, we can see our own patterns, behaviors, actions, cycles, things we need to work on, things we need to release. This is the energy kind of coming up, that you're probably doing a lot of soul searching, spending time with yourself, and kind of seeing things on a deeper level right now, which is a good thing. It helps us to clear patterns. Winding road, having a long way to go or taking many detours. Detours are blocks. They're just like the slow way in getting there. This is my favorite, because a lot of times with twin flame, there might be blocks in the way. A lot of times people start to spin because it's not moving fast enough. They're not getting the results they want. And that is part of the journey too, to clear what is triggered within you and what's coming up too. So we have this, once again, clearing blocks that might be slowing things down or preventing progress. The more that you're releasing blocks, especially twin flame union blocks that come up specifically for twin flames, is going to help you. That's why I have so many healings on my website specifically for twin flames and releasing blocks and things like that, because certain things come up specifically for twin flames too. So we have a lot of like clearing blocks energy coming up right now too, especially if they're karmic in nature. So usually on the depends. Some people, it could be with karmic for the Divine Feminine reading, but a lot of you guys aren't. You've just been through those in the past, and you have blocks left in your system from previous hurts, wounds, connections, and it all has to get triggered or come up in some way. So the more that you're healing your energy, the more that you're letting go of this stuff, because sometimes we could go through the course of a lifetime or many lifetimes to heal some of this stuff. And when we do energy healing, we clear it very fast, instead of having to go through all of these painful experiences in life to trigger it and make us aware of it. So energy healing will really, really speed up the process. You're being guided to release any old hurts, wounds, blocks from your past. Now, some of you guys might be with karmic matches. This isn't everyone, okay? We were talking about this. If you are, usually what I find is nothing moves until you make those changes to get out of that codependent situation. This isn't for everyone though. So obviously it's a big block if you or your twin flames with a karmic partner. Things aren't going to progress usually. So we do see, maybe some of you guys are navigating that. Not everyone, but could be coming up. Okay, flying high. Feeling inflated or having an intense love affair. This is starry-eyed passion. I love this because this connection has the potential to take you so much higher and higher in frequency in a good way. Like when you're doing that work, you're going to raise up your frequency really fast, and you'll meet your twin flame there in the 5D. And so as you're doing the work, a lot of times people are like, they're not sure of the path or what's going on. When you're doing that work to raise up your vibrational frequency, your twin flame will meet you there. Okay, the future. This is finding a long-term harmonious relationship, and we talked about stability, long-term partnership, security, and commitment coming at us with this Saturn energy. A lot of times Saturn gets a bad rap. We're clearing karmic energies, but actually it helps us. And a lot of times when we have a lot of Saturn energy, it's actually very secure energy. It helps us for the long term. It gives us certain lessons that we may need to help us too. So I said we have a focus on long-term partnership. If you have any wishy-washy connections, they're probably coming up for release. But remember, this is a twin flame reading, so we're going to focus on that. It can really, really help you and your twin flame to figure out what you want and to plan towards the future. So you know this is your twin flame. This is a divine match, following your destiny and a love that's meant to be. So you know this is your twin flame. For those of you guys that are getting this reading, I always say do those one-on-one calls if you need specific advice for you. It'll help a lot. Okay, having a brief affair or a rocky relationship. And so some of you guys might have come together and it didn't work out, or it didn't last, or there was a separation that ensued. This isn't for everyone, but some of you guys have had to navigate those energies, which puts you in that healing crisis mode of having to really focus on yourself, because your twin flame usually isn't around, okay? Usually that's the love bubble. You get a glimpse of what could be, you fall in love, you're like, right? And then it's like, all right, back to myself. It depends on where you're at with this process though. See that, like, every season or stage serves its purpose. And it just depends on if you're there. It's not so you give up. It's like to give you a glimpse of how this could be with this person. It's to motivate you to do the work. Your twin flame is here to motivate you. This union is here to motivate you. All right, look deeper. I'm doing some self-love cards today. I think they're self-love, self-care cards, just to see where we may need to heal ourselves. All right, look deeper. There's more beneath the surface. Remain cool and centered. Take time to look at the deep underlying currents and follow your intuition. Really follow your intuition. Navigating this path, all of that energy we purge out, cleanse and clear, is helped to open up our intuitive gifts and our spiritual gifts more, so that you can follow your intuition as you're having to navigate this path. So you're having to work with your spirit guides and trust the path. Play, time to have more fun. Reconnect with your inner child. Find a sense of whimsy and wonder in all that you do. I love this because I love the cards anyway. We're doing inner child healing big time on planet Earth. All of our issues, or a lot of our issues, come from inner child wounds and inner child issues. Most of the adult issues that we see, especially within relationships. This is a really good time to heal your love life and your finances. It's time to really make smart moves in these areas too. And so healing your inner child is going to help you so that you're not working out your inner child wounding and pattern with your relationships as they mirror our deeper issues that we have going on. The more you heal your inner child, the more you're going to have balanced connection. More wounded inner child, you know, I'll say rocky relationships or disharmonies in our relationships and things like that. So the more we heal our inner child, we're going to come into a harmonious, cohesive kind of union. Heart chakra work coming up big time for this reading. Know you're worthy. Abundance is everywhere around you. Feel worthy and open yourself up to receive the many gifts that await you. So when we are in the twin flame journey, when you guys heal, you're rewarded in big ways. Like whether you guys are manifesting that dream life together, yes, with your twin flame, you're opening up to more love, abundance. As you're releasing these blocks, you're supposed to flow and do better, especially the more you're pouring into yourself. In separation, a space where you're supposed to be taking care of yourself and pouring into yourself. The reason why twin flames do some of their healing separate is because it's an intense process. And if you guys continue to trigger each other's wounds all the time, you're not healing if you're picking at them all the time. There will be spaces. If you're in a separation, take advantage of it. Start to reframe and look at it differently. Really start to pour into yourself. Get in those high vibes. Feel good. It's gonna rub off on your twin flame even apart. If you're in union, you're doing this part or this leg of the journey with your twin flame, and you should be working together. And this could be on projects or just in general on the relationship. Exercise gratitude. Everyone is a co-creator in this shared experience of life. Gratitude for all things overcomes our existence to challenges and spurs our growth. And that's one way I feel you can shift things in 1 minute. Gratitude, right? Staying focused on gratitude, things that you're happy about. We got to take this a day at a time. This can also shift you anytime with your twin flame situations, right? Being grateful for your twin flame, getting out of, if you're stuck in negativity or negative energy about your twin flame or negative thoughts, they're probably not around. If you can really be grateful for them and to appreciate them as a soul and as a person, they're going to really resonate with that, whether they're there or not. Stay grateful. It's going to lift up your frequency, and it gets us in that crown chakra. A lot of times we got to do this spiritual work to get in the upper chakras. Working with your crown chakra, staying grateful is one of the best things for your energy. Okay, set boundaries. This is all about that Saturn energy today. Honor and hold your own physical and emotional space. Only you can do this effectively. Respect your feelings and allow others to. We have a huge thing with the Divine Feminine about boundaries right now. I was having to have some boundaries too. I keep talking about this to my twin flame. Needing boundaries, especially if people are walking all over you, not respecting your time, not respecting your energy, not respecting your gifts. Time to have a little bit extra boundaries right now. You're needing it right now, okay? This will protect your energy, your peace, but also help with your twin flame union too. You're needing to have extra boundaries. This is one way that we can practice, you know, letting people work through their own stuff and working on ours too. If you're really bad with boundaries, you've probably attracted a lot of toxicity in your life. Better boundaries, you know, you're also taking care of yourself. Remember this. Sometimes when we're saying no to other people, we're saying yes to ourselves and giving ourselves more time too. Practice patience. Conditions outside us sometimes determine the best time to move forward. Wait and work on something else until these conditions change. Oftentimes twin flames face great obstacles, and it's because it's not time yet. People get so frustrated, like, if I could just move X, Y, and Z that's in the way, right? And universe has X, Y, and Z there because it's not time. Like, you need more work. And so when you do the right amount of work, X, Y, and Z will move, and the universe will do it in a beautiful way. And so sometimes we like to micromanage and try to control the universe, not getting the results we want, and sometimes getting frustrated with things. Okay, so you might have some things kind of going on with your outer circumstances. This is like everything outside of you. Really just focusing on yourself will show the universe that you're ready and help to move X, Y, and Z. It's like whatever you're facing. And it's usually there's some type of circumstances that may prevent union at the moment if you're not ready for it, or the universe thinks you need to do more work. When you do that work, the situation will change. The outer will shift, as the outer is a reflection of the inner. So doing a little bit extra work right now is going to take you a long way. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple other cards. This is the Knight of Swords, and there's some type of changes coming in, and this is like going for what you want and getting in that high energy. Once you get in that higher frequency, your Divine Masculine is going to come in really, really fast, okay? A lot of times we're like, what? They're going to come in fast. They're going to go after what they want, which is you and things like that. But there's this karmic energy preventing things from moving forward at the moment. This could be for you guys in separation. There's something karmic in the way. We've been talking about that the whole video, so I'm not going to go too into it, of releasing blocks and wounds from your past, which are karmic in nature, and this will help you. This will shift those past lessons into blessings moving forward. So when you alchemize these wounds and dive deep into the healing, you're going to transform that painful energy into spiritual gifts and good things and stuff like that. So you have some type of karmic things you need to heal within yourself. This is just the wounds of your past, things that you've already been through. Sometimes this could be healing. We talked about inner child, that's karmic energies, previous relationships, karmic energies. And so it's just basically releasing more of what you've already been through to open up to this connection. Some of you guys are needing to put in a little bit of work. This isn't for everyone, but some of you guys might be dealing with third-party karmic situations, right? As we're trying to work on healing and removing karmic blockages today too, or not doing the work and things like that. Make sure you focus on healing yourself. It's really, really important because we have a lot of tower moments coming up. And this is in reverse. So some of you guys, and I describe it like having the rug pulled out from under you. You think everything's great and your whole world falls in. You're like, all right, okay. We've all had that happen before. I'm just saying. And sometimes one of our biggest tower moments can lead to spiritual awakening or things like that. This is the aftermath of this. This is healing. This is recovering from whatever you've lost in your life. And you've lost a lot. You've had to let go of a lot. This is previous connections, previous partners, you know, material, things that you've had to move through to get into this awakening. This phase that you're at now in this twin flame union, you've been through a lot. And, you know, this is just heartbreak kind of card. Healing from that. Healing from the past heartbreak that you've been through on this journey. And some of it might be re-triggered with the twin flame union of like old pains coming up that you thought you were done with, but they get triggered to the surface. So we have a lot of like heart chakra healing up. Some of you guys are too defensive and you have ego. You're projecting on your twin flame. You got walls up. You got blocks in the heart. You're not fully as open as you like to be and things like that. So this is like needing to heal the heart. This is just previous wounds coming up that might have made you defensive with your twin flame or blocked, not as open as you think you are with love, and needing to heal some type of wounds in your love life and around love and things like that. Your twin flame is around you. For those that say, oh, I don't have a twin flame, I never met them, they're right there. They're within you, within the spiritual, right? Or in separation, they're around you more than you think. They're still there. You feel like they're gone, right? No, they're still right there. They're ready to come back in whenever you're ready. Keyword, whenever you're ready. In union, obviously they're there, right? Like, okay, they're there. They've always been there. They've been on this journey with you. They're beside you more than you know. So we have a lot of work coming up. We don't like that. We're like work. Spiritual work specifically too, coming up. And the more that you're doing the work, the more you're going to see results within your union. Now, for those in union, you want to be working on this union. This is a powerful time for that foundation that you're building, as we're seeing from this reading, right? Building a powerful foundation, a spiritual foundation for your relationship. This is a spiritual union. So obviously getting spiritual together helps with that, right? Doing spiritual stuff, right? Some of our relationships were not spiritual in the past, right? And they weren't good for us. And so that's why this is a spiritual connection. And it's supposed to help us to be our best. Okay, so we're going to do a reading for the Divine Masculine really fast. I do have activations up for today. And tomorrow I'm going to be, I have big plans tomorrow. I'm going to be writing some stuff. All right, so I have activations up for today. I have some stuff up for Monday. I have some Sagittarius stuff up there. You can do anything in my shop anyway. I'll probably be flipping it around a little bit this weekend. But you can always do anything in my shop. That's why I have the activations on there so that you guys can do these, right? And kind of get them out there. So I do have some healings and activations up for today's alignment. It's beautiful. We've been talking about healing karmic energies or releasing karmic blocks. Great for healing your love life. Great for releasing karmic energies if that's something you're dealing with. Okay, so Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. If you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. I couldn't handle my true feelings for you, so I kept you as a friend and nothing more. This isn't for everyone, but sometimes twin flames do have to start out as friends, and people get really bent out of shape when they hear that word. It's like, actually, you know, the best relationships might be built on friendships. I realized that, like, in the past, that if you guys are dating people you couldn't hang out with all the time and be best friend vibes, it's not going to work out in the long term anyways. You probably want, yes, we want romance. I'm not saying we don't want something romantic, but you want someone you could hang out with and be best friend vibes, and this is going to be the most beautiful kind of connections. You're probably going to find that with your twin flame, that you can talk to them about all sorts of things. You might, in fact, feel more comfortable talking to them about things than you would tell your friends, hopefully, right? Like you can open up to them about a lot of things. A lot of times people try to rush. It's like they want union, we'll call union this goal, and they're like just trying to jump from right here to right there. Like, you got to build the connection, work on the connection. That is how you get the union. You're like, some people just want like this union attainment and want to jump to it without realizing that every interaction that you're having is building upon that union and getting you there, and like just getting along with this person, having a good time, building things, opening up, building trust, right? Okay, so it's like these interactions that you're having are very, very important as to this union, because you're actually working on the union right there in those spaces. But a lot of times people want to jump to the label or whatever it is. Work on things with your twin flame. It's helping within the union. Sometimes we might be moving slower than we think, but that's okay. We don't want to rush things. Good things take time to build. I still feel deeply connected to you, but I won't admit it. You're always connected with this person. In fact, you can't break the connection. Like, I think sometimes we're used to that. Like, oh, the karmic connection's over. I can move on and heal, and that's it. Twin flame is not like that. This is a connection. And as they say, you can't break apart what God has brought together, because this is a spiritual divine union. And this is why when it's painful, it's very painful. And for both, it's not just for one. Trust me, you both are feeling the same energies. And that because this is your person, within the spiritual, everyone else, any karmic connection is temporary and built upon karma and a lesson you need to learn, and it's temporary and giving you what you need. But this is a permanent connection across many lifetimes too. And I always talk about that red string of fate, so you guys can find each other, but it's actually much more a heart chakra, shared cord, a tether. And this is how you guys find each other and how you energetically communicate too, and why it's such a powerful connection. And so you're not able to break this connection, and you're always exchanging energy. When the energy is negative, it's very painful. And when it's positive, it feels really good for you guys, right? We've talked about this. My memories of you haunt me and keep me thinking about what could have been. So you're on this person's mind a lot. They might be replaying memories, what happened, the past, thinking about you. If in separation, wondering where you are. In union, just they think about you all the time. I'm still trying to find a place for myself in the world. And this is a huge thing that we have going on too, trying to navigate our human experience, right? And come here to Earth. And we're trying to navigate much of the time, much more than just a relationship. This person might have a lot on their plate with work, family, whatever it is, things going on. So they have a lot kind of on their plate other than this union. I still have dreams about you and our happy times together. And this might be someone where you have a lot of history, shared memories. This could be history in this life, but obviously across many lifetimes. So like they have a lot of good memories with you. If you guys have been in union or been hanging out or whatever it is, they think very fondly of you. Close my eyes and feel my energy around you. I'm with you all of the time. And this is why you can always sense this, that you guys can really sense each other's energetically. You can sense when this person is thinking about you, or oftentimes you're at the same spaces energetically. You can tell what's going on with them, right? They're popping into your mind, you're in theirs. There's this shared energy connection. And this is why I feel separation happens, so that you can tap into the 5D abilities and gifts that come with twin flame, and that then you're having to. And that is a space to help you to develop the twin flame gifts and communication in the higher, because then you're having to connect with their higher self. You're having to connect energetically and to get messages. This person's around you all the time. I manifested you once and I will manifest you again. So divine masculine is manifesting their feminine, and this could be manifesting full union or just being with you, or if you're in union, the future with you. You lit a fire in me I can't explain. So divine masculine is very motivated by the divine feminine just to be a better person. I want to start over with you. And this is major new beginning vibes are coming at us for 2025. 2024 brought a lot of work for twin flames and healing work. And 2025, I'll be excited to start it, but then we start over. I was joking. More work. Like, oh my God, right? Okay, jokes aside though, but it's also bringing major new beginning vibes as we're wrapping up the energies of this year, and we're going to move into a new cycle. Now, I like this because this year we've been on that Libra Aries axis, and next year will bring us to the Virgo Pisces axis. So it's a little bit about healing and dreams next year. This year it was about healing ourselves versus healing our connections, but in a leaning towards ourselves kind of way. So some of you guys may have noticed this year that you may have been in spaces of separation more, navigating being by yourself more. And I think that next year, starting 2025 in January, we'll bring this all together for a lot of twin flames in a good way. Your doubt, fear, and worry is blocking union. And so sometimes you have more inner blocks to clear divine masculine that are blocking things. I see it loud and clear. You guys think you got there, and then insecurities being triggered, negative thoughts, things you're manifesting into your union. Get some help with me if you need it. Some type of worrying, stress, negative thoughts coming up. There might be some type of power play dynamics, like wanting to control the relationship or control things. And we could see that like with the outer and stuff like that. Okay, so if there's some type of control drama or imbalance, I just call that an imbalance. Blocks or imbalances coming up, be mindful of that, kind of going with the flow. Stay strong, fight for love, but choose your battles wisely. And so just know that too. If there's been some type of, once again, disagreements, this isn't for everyone. Be mindful of that. Sometimes that leads to separation. So when we're in harmony and we're in alignment, we're getting along really good. One of the signs I see that you're headed for separation is like not getting along, not seeing eye to eye, or even disagreements might start to happen. Open chapter. There's still pages to write, so make them great. This is like writing a new story. And okay, I'm going to say this. So I wrote books on the twin flame journey, and I don't know why, but I wrote it down. I was writing it all down, and I know it'll be helpful because now I can see how it kind of come together. But at the time, I probably didn't even understand what was about to happen or what was happening. And I wrote down a lot of this stuff. And so I get it really well in the process, right? And okay, so some of you guys might be at different places in your story, and that these places need to come up for healing. And there's a lot of healing that's going to be triggered. There's going to be different chapters and things that are kind of coming up. It's going to get a lot better. You have to move through some of these yucky places. So you're like, what? For the healing. And I mean, looking at yourself and healing things within yourself, and it can bring up a lot. So just know that 2025 is going to bring major next chapter vibes, but it depends on where you're at in this process or where you're at in the story. There's so much ahead that's going to get a lot better because we have the plan ahead card. And this is like preparing for rainy days and staying flexible. There's going to be parts that come up that are pretty hard to go through. Look at your story, okay? With your twin flame, this is a twin flame reading. So there's going to be places that you're going to need to heal. And these are going to take you to deep places, maybe even dark places for some of you guys with your shadow. But you need to transmute certain things. It's going to get a lot better. Trying to move through wherever you're at within the process. You're so supported. So sturdy support. Build a strong foundation with combined effort. This is why I'm here and I do these videos like all the time. I'm like, hello, come get some help. Like, right? Some of you guys are like, I'm fine. I don't need any help. I got this. But if you're having problems, get some help. Jokes aside, I'm here to help you with this, and I'm really good at this, by the way. And so if you need some help, if you run into blocks, not getting the results you want, feel stuck, not moving, set up some sessions on my site. Do some of that healing work too. I think one of the problems I see is people not doing energy work. Do some energy work. Watch your situation shift. I have people that come and do those healings, obviously, and they see such results. That's the point of it. Make sure you're healing yourself and doing the energy work. It'll help to shift the outer that you're experiencing with your twin flame. So make sure you're also taking care of your energy. Okay, protection. Taking care of yourself as well as the relationship. You're being guided to really take care of your energy, so you're bringing better energy into this connection, divine masculine. Co-create, working with others to create new possibilities. Cooperative relationships lead to greater growth. And so this is another message about that. One of the things I see is like you guys are just manifesting in your head what you got going on. When you can work with someone else, they're going to help to shift you out of these patterns and narratives. And, you know, it's gentle work. I do delicate work with you guys. Okay. And it'll help a lot. You're creating something with yourself. If you're not enthused with it, get a little bit of help too. And it's powerful when we come together to manifest with other people, as we know, whether it's our twin flame or getting some assistance on the journey too. So some of you guys might be needing a little bit of help right now. Share your light. Share your trials as well as your triumphs. Your stories benefit you in the telling and others in the healing. Spread the light of transformation. And this is why I write about a lot of the things I've been going through to help other people. So when you guys are talking to other people and sharing things that you're going through, it'll help a lot. It could be helping someone else too. So this is like light work energy, light work card of some of the things that you'll learn how to overcome, your trials, tribulations, the hard things, the blocks. You can help other people in these areas once you've mastered them and have that medicine. You get a lot of medicine out of it. Embrace sensitivity. Appreciating beauty requires sensitivity, a vulnerable feeling. Yet the world needs more sensitivity, not less. Embrace it. Do not deny your emotional needs. Getting vulnerable for the masculine. whether this is sharing your needs with the Divine Feminine. I see a lot of masculines stay silent and don't tell the Divine Feminine when things are bothering them or they need things or whatever it is. Sharing your emotions and your raw emotions will help a lot. Opening up more, getting vulnerable, telling your partner what you need. So we're all sensitive in different ways. Sharing that with your Divine Feminine. Know you're safe. Protection is always available to you. You have all the resources that you need, both within you and around you. So I was saying that protective energy. You might need to protect yourself. Maybe you have a situation coming up or you're in a lot of negative energy, or it just depends on what you got going on, Divine Masculine. But we had 2 cards about spiritual protection. Make sure you're taking care of your energy and protecting your energy right now. Love your shadow. We're perfectly imperfect. Accept and love yourself as you are and do the same with others. Focus your efforts on your own mastery. So this is integrating and accepting shadow aspects. This could be weaknesses, things you need to work on, or unhealed aspects. Use discernment. There's no need to believe something that does not resonate for you. Personal truths can change as perceptions shift and expand. And this is like what you resonate with yesterday, probably you won't resonate with tomorrow. You're always changing. And so this is like going to what you feel a resonance with. Okay, so we have the 5 Pentacles. Some of you guys might be dealing with, and this could be breakup, rejection, separation, but some of you guys might be struggling with your job, money, negative changes playing out, temporary hardships. Know that if you're struggling, so is your twin flame, and this can indicate different things. I love this card. It's one of my favorites. It's like the winter and they're out in the cold card together, not realizing it. But we see the Church, and this is all about spiritual awakening. The spiritual energies are always available to us. All they have to do is go in the Church and turn to the spiritual, right? So this is all about the spiritual energies that are right there, but they're not noticing that. It's right there, right? So this spiritual energy is around, guiding you and trying to help you through your process. Turning to the spiritual will heal so much for you right now. We have so many spiritual energies. We have the Chariot in reverse. So some of you guys are feeling out of control and feeling blocked by things. You might be facing blocks. This is my obstacles in the way. And because there's a block here, you have some type of energy block that might be preventing union, or it's going slow. Get a little bit of clearing work done for the masculine based on this reading. Do some type of twin flame energy clearing. If you are that masculine watching this, do some type of twin flame energy clearing on my site. It's going to help to remove these blocks and get things moving forward, because we have this Chariot energy. We want it to be moving forward, and there's a block here. And this could be where the block is. We have the Devil, but this is codependency, addiction, obsessive thoughts. Sometimes it's literally like I'm thinking about the twin flame in a negative, obsessive way. That needy energy, whatever it's triggering within you, negative thoughts. It could be other things too, because sometimes that's like addiction energy. It could be karmic. Sometimes people are addicted to karmic. Sometimes people have other addictions or things in the way, but oftentimes it's just this obsessive energy in a negative way, taking over and things like that. Okay, so we have the Sun, and this is in reverse. Some of you guys might be sad or depressed, or not looking at things in a positive way. You're not able to see the blessings. You're getting the lessons. This is like, you got a lot of negativity coming up in your head. Usually you're really magnetic. When the Sun is upright, it's like when you're in your energy, your Divine Feminine is like stuck to you like a magnet. They have a hard time just going off and leaving you for, I say, a day, right? Okay, so that's the pull energy. They literally are like stuck to you, having a hard time just going to do their stuff. But when you are repelling them, they literally are avoiding you. They're not near you. This is some type of repelling energy because there's a block there. And so usually you should be so magnetized, your aura, that they literally are just coming right to you. But there might be some type of, I see a block here because the card is in reverse. So you might actually be repelling them if you feel like your Divine Feminine is kind of avoiding you, not texting you back, not answering your texts. There might be some kind of block here, and it's from negative energy coming up. We all have negative energy to deal with in life. We pick it up in the matrix. We have it mostly, twin flame journey, from within surfacing. Negative thoughts, negative beliefs, negative emotions, and they can get stuck in our energy. So if we have a lot that's surfaced or come to the surface and we're not clearing our energy, it's just there and pushes our twin flame away. So oftentimes we're sometimes pushing away the very thing we want, which is our twin flame in union. So the more we clear our energy, we get rid of any negative, stagnant energy, blocks, things like that. And we become very magnetic to what we desire, which is our twin flame too. Okay, so we have the Strength. And I love this card because my twin flame gave it to me last night pulling cards. And this is my infinity sign card too. So this is also, you know, this is overcoming your fears, doubts, and anxieties. And this is like confidence, but relying on your inner strength. You have so many good qualities and gifts and things like that. And we've been talking about this. Once you get rid of that fear, doubt, and worry and all the negativity, you become really, really powerful too. So this is like transmuting those weaker aspects and negative aspects and healing aspects so that you can draw on your gifts and your strengths and things like that. Because we have the 9 of Swords and this is in reverse. So some of you guys are like needing to let go of negativity. And then this is my mental card too. So things kind of happening. This is like seeing the light, staying in the light. Some of you guys might need to be clearing some things in the mental level, negative thoughts that are blocking union. So if you're thinking separation narratives, they happen, or just negativities in general, or seeing things in a negative way. And this is easier said than done. We have a lot of ingrained programming and patterns. I say about thousands of years of it passed down your family line that might be affecting us more than we know. So it's all about clearing these patterns and things like that. And your twin flame usually triggers hidden insecurities, you know, shadow aspects and things to the surface, especially if it isn't going good. So it can be really easy to get stuck and, you know, to get in that, we'll say, get out of that negativity. So like I said earlier, doing some type of energy clearing might be really, really beneficial for whoever is watching this video to get out of some of these negative thoughts and thinking patterns, because it'll heal the underlying patterns and stuff like that. I'm going on that note anyways. Have a beautiful day. I'm going to be around doing healings and activations. If you need them, go ahead and book them on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. Have twin flame readings on there and twin flame coaching too. Have a beautiful day. Book me on my site if you need me, sparksofdivinelighealing.com.